So welcome to the astrology section of my SpellCheck monthly readings. I don't know if you've checked out the collective yet, but the collective is uploaded. Go and have a look at that. I would probably tend to look at those collective messages first, actually, before going to my specific sign. But hey ho, you know what? You reach these readings when you reach them, and it's up to you how you choose to do that. So, welcome to September. The collective reading was actually pretty upbeat, talking about how, we're looking forward to this start of autumn and this month of change. We say this, we listen to these readings and there's always change. It's just relevant, varying levels of change. But this month feels like it's going to be good things coming our way. Things that, are just starting out, are just starting to sow some seeds as we close something else quite important out and we start again. Starting again, that seems like a good phrase to use for September, actually. It's kind of a month where we can all kind of press this reset button, and I think that is going to be important for you Earth signs. I am going to be doing in all the readings using this animal spirit guide deck. It's a really precious deck to me, actually, because it belonged to somebody I loved very much who is no longer with us. So chose to use those for this month's astrology. So you're going to have an animal spirit card each, and I'm going to read from that deck, and we're going to look at what that means for you specifically, and then we're going to pull some of my Everyday Witch Tarot in order to dig a little bit deeper, I guess, and then we're going to finish up with the affirmation card. And in the collective reading, I did mention that you could couple up the affirmation of the collective for everybody along with your relevant sign, which will be at the end of the reading. So yeah, let's crack on with you. So Taurus, welcome my Taurians, and hope you're feeling the good vibes today. I know I am. I'm just feeling like a relief, I guess. I don't know if that might be something relevant for you as well. There's a sense of relief at the moment around you and around us. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for the channel so you can get all the up-to-date readings as the spell checks come out. Okay then, Taurus. What animal spirit card really would like to give you the messages for today? Maybe you want to sit and think while I'm shuffling of what this could mean for you. Okay, so we have your card. We have this card of the beaver. Little beaver card. He's very cute, isn't he? A little bit prickly, maybe. Does that sum you up, Taurus? Can you be a bit prickly? Okay, let's read from the book then. Let's find what we need to know about this Taurus energy. Oh, this is the only trouble when you read from books. This is a water sign, this beaver. Obviously, we know that beavers can be found in watery environments. So really for me as well in this reading, before I read this water is about this emotional well-being, this emotional state for you. Okay, so this card wants you to know that this beaver is very hard-working. They're loyal, and they kind of, a bit like you, Taurus, they are tireless in creating things that are important to them. So if they kind of get their teeth into something, they don't let go until they've achieved what they need to achieve. It's really important for them to do that. So I'm going to read from the book, and then we're going to start the main read and the meanings for you. The beaver's personality is a welcomed sight. These good-natured and dependable creatures have infinite love and enthusiasm for family, and they express it by way of the earth element. providing a home, financial stability and security. Although a beaver doesn't usually initiate a project, once started, they'll work steadily for weeks, months or years even to see it through. The beaver card appears when the task at hand requires your long-term, steady effort. It can also signify that it's time for some karma yoga. Wow, karma yoga. Selfless service, basically. So giving back to others seems like the message. When the beaver is in balance, you're happy and you will have meaningful work. So you feel kind of stable, like it said in the cards. And what you do, you really care about things. You're not a half-assed person, Taurus, are you? You're either in it or you're out of it. But when you're in it, you come from the heart and you work really hard for the things that you care about. It says when you're out of balance with this energy, you feel useless and worn out. To bring yourself into balance, you need to do physical labor, or again, it's going on to this selfless service. So you need to do things that are just, this month, they're not going to be about just benefiting yourself. Taurus, they're asking you to go into service, to give back, to work with others and for others, which in the end ends up being a selfless thing, really, because it makes us feel good, doesn't it? I think I remember watching one of the episodes in Friends where Phoebe said there is no such thing as a selfless task, because everything we do can, end up making us feel good in some way. And she has a point. But I think what it really means is looking outside of ourselves. You see this on this card, this beaver is in the distance, there are all these trees in this forest, which sort of symbolises the world and life. And then in this Taurus energy, there's very much you kind of in your own space, in your own thought process. And I think for September, Taurus, it wants you to come out of this space of the self and give of yourself to others. Give of yourself to others. Okay, let's find some tarot and give us a bit more of a story. Okay, so we have the Empress card. It's kind of the card of the mother within this deck, the grandmother. Maybe you're a grandmother listening, or maybe this is you thinking of doing something wonderful for your grandmother. And this energy, she's like this very, as I said, matriarchal energy. So this doesn't have to be female, it could be male, but it's really talking about this feminine side of us. And it's, I talked about giving, or this mother, gives love, cherishes, nurtures, and is always looking out for her children and her loved ones and wanting the best for them. And in doing so, she then can know within her heart or within his heart that they have given everything they can. This Empress card, she really is kind of the Queen of Queens as well. So she possesses all the elements of the four: water, fire, earth and air. But she represents the best of all of those elements. The most positive, the strong, courageous sides of all of those elements. And she conjures them and uses them all together in order to be powerful. So I think it's asking with this beaver card that you get in touch with that side of yourself, that caring, loving side. Then we have this Three of Wands, looking out to the future. I also mentioned in the book about that when the beaver is out of balance, it feels useless. And what is worse than this parent figure that feels useless? That's a really hard place to be, right? Really hard place to be. And with this Four of Wands next to this Empress, it's like it's time to change something up. Sorry, I said Four of Wands, Three of Wands even. Okay. Four of Wands, strangely enough, would be about the home and about the balance and creating a beautiful home life. So maybe it's not a slip of the tongue that I mentioned before, because that would be really important to this nurturing environment, of course. But this is the Three of Wands, and this is for me like this portal opening in which this individual here, you know, they are holding on to this wand, this fire energy. This is a fire energy card, this one. So this is your Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy. And this fire is passionate, energetic, spontaneous. It wants to thrive. And the mother, you know, wants to create a thriving environment. For some Taurus, I feel like you've not perhaps felt that your environment has helped you to thrive. So this kind of portal energy that this person wants to step through is to create this newness. And in the creating of it, they really want this idea of security and stability. And they want to feel their worth. They want to know they're valid and that they have, you know, lots to give to the world, lots to share with others. Of course, it's not about validation, but for some of you, I feel like maybe you have felt powerless and that maybe you've needed something in your life to show you that it's meaningful and it's kind of like this worthwhile energy that, you know, you feel that you are really creating and doing well in something, which is, you know, of course, we all need that at points in our life. We all need to feel that, you know, we're making something of ourselves. We're achieving. In September, I think it's asking you, Taurus, to start to take some action towards achieving something important to you. And in the doing of that, that's going to create this feeling of worth. Yeah. And that's going to lead to your victory. Six of Wands, more fire energy. It's like someone is saying to you, Taurus, you need a rocket up your backside. No, that's a really harsh way of me saying it, but the Spirit have just said that's what they want you to know. It's time to stop isolating, to stop licking those wounds, you know, and almost wearing them with honor. It's time to heal them. It's time to heal those wounds and go towards your Six of Wands. This is victorious. Can you see Pegasus? This is my Pegasus. I see them in all of my cards, but especially this deck. It's like Pegasus, who's one of my spirit guides, wants you to know, you know, you are surrounded, you are loved, and there's only so much that can carry you. The rest you have to do yourself. And you have to believe in your own honor and your own needs. And you can be triumphant. So, you know, I talked as well about how September is this transformative and transitional month. And I think it's going to be a really big transition for you, Taurus, because I think you've been called, even in August, to start to move, to start to try and develop your own power to such a point that even if things really, really scare you, you're going to just do them anyway. And you must do them anyway, because that's, you know, how we work on our comfort zones, isn't it? And how we extend them in order to have more going on in our life. Well, it's a good vibe though, Taurus. I think it's a good vibe for you for this month. It's saying that, you know, those opportunities are out there, but you just need to go and you need to be the start of that process in order to bring about, you know, all these wonderful adventures and challenges that are being lined up for you. Okay, I'm going to finish your reading today on the affirmation I mentioned at the start. And I'm pretty sure the collective affirmation was, I am stable and I am secure. Which, you know, if you're in a place of fear right now and you know that there's big things and big decisions and actions that you need to take this month, Taurus, then that's a really good affirmation to start off with. Okay, cards, what else can we couple up with that stability and security for Taurus, and what can we leave them on today? And and tell them that they can do. Wow, well, I said couple them up, didn't I? The cards want you to know this is double message here. So I am secure. So I just spoke about that before we even pulled this card out. Spirit want you to know you have all the backing you need. You have all the strength within. You have the tools. Now it's your time to just take the first step. But please remember, in this month, towards all these new exciting goals and challenges that you're going to undertake, that you are secure. Good morning, Virgo. How are you? Good, I hope. Good. I hope so anyway. Well, we are in September. And if you've not already checked out my collective spell check, you will know that I'm actually a little bit excited about September. Not just because I'm going on holiday, obviously, but just because, I don't know, it feels like kind of like a full stop and a new start. That's the best way I can describe it. September is, as I said in one of my Instagram posts this week, it's a very transitional month. So it's like things are coming to a close, we put a full stop, and then we're starting something new and exciting. And you know, sometimes the best example I can give of this is, you know, sometimes when you've been doing a project or you've been doing something for ages, and yeah, you're done with that now, you're finished, it's boring, and then finally it's done, dusted, close the door, and then it's like, ooh, new, what are we going to do next? And, you know, sometimes we're like really motivated and excited, and we have this new enthusiasm because it's like we want to start again and do something fun. So for me, that's kind of where we're at for September. So today I am going to be doing something a bit different for you, Virgo. Well, for all the signs. I'm going to be using my Animal Spirit deck. This is the book that goes with it, and I'm going to read from that as well today. And this is I said to the other group, this is a really special deck for me. Somebody I love very, very much, who isn't with us anymore. This was his deck. And yeah, it was gifted to me. And yeah, so it means an extreme lot to me, I will say. But when I was thinking about like the intro and the other readings today and using this deck, it was like I kind of had this message that we really need to hold the people we love dear to us close. You know, we need to really understand who those people are in our lives, and, you know, not lose sight of that in amongst the kind of day-to-day trudge of everything, I guess. Okay, right, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Really helps the channel. And thank you for being here. Yeah, thank you. Really appreciate it. So let's shuffle our wild animal spirits and see what they want you to know, Virgo. What can we tell Virgo? It's going to be really important for them to know. Oh yeah, also I'm going to be pulling some tarot that's going to sort of like go in a little bit deeper on the dialogue of this animal card, and then an affirmation at the end. And I really want you to use the affirmation from the collective message and partner it up with your specific one for the month. Okay, so I'm going to cut the cards because they don't just want to come out for you today. You have the frog. Wowzer. You know what my best friend is Virgo. Hi, doll. And when we were kids, she used to collect frogs, didn't you, doll? Probably doesn't want me to share that with you all now, but too late. She collected these beautiful little green beans, and you see how amazing this frog is. And before we go into the meaning of the reading, kind of want to talk about, like, see this rain that is kind of falling on top of this frog. Perhaps this is symbolic of maybe, you know, within this lifetime that you're in right now, you felt like there has been a lot of rain, and But you know what? The message for you in that is that this frog thrives on that rain and that water. You thrive on emotional energy, even though you're an earth sign, Virgo. But, you know, you are a little bit stronger than you sometimes realise. Okay. What can my beautiful frog tell you guys? So of course it's water energy. I spoke about water. That's this depth of emotion. And you are emotional little beings, Virgo. Sometimes people don't actually always see that side to you, funny enough. But it's hugely prevalent to who you are as an individual. Okay, so this card is talking about cleansing. This is this water energy, and healing, this emotional state, and really clearing stuff out. So I'm going to read from the book and then we'll go from there. The frog and the water element are almost inseparable. The frog spends its first months of life entirely within this healing element and then emerges to the rest on land. But no matter how earthly the frog becomes, its need for cleansing and rejuvenation is a regularity. Frogs tend to become overworked and undernourished. We know you like to work, Virgo. We know you like to overdo it. So that's basically you. So it's vital that such sensitive creatures practice self-care. This card serves as a reminder that water helps us cleanse, forgive, and release. Time to dive in, frogs. You aren't meant to carry this heavy load. Okay, so in each of this deck, it talks about kind of the states of where you might be within this frog element. So when you're in balance, you feel clear, you feel energized, enthusiastic for life. But when you're out of balance, it's this feeling of depletion, like an empty tank, I guess. And I have to say, all the Virgos I know, when they're cleansed and they're vitalized, they're like powerful beings. But I think ultimately, you know, sometimes they wear this mask and they're such great performers that they burn themselves out by, you know, over-giving to other people and trying to just permanently turn up with this amazing smile on their face. And sometimes we can't do that, can we, in life? It says that if you are feeling like to bring into balance, you need to be around water. So in this month of September, if you can be near the ocean, the river, the lake, or somewhere where, you know, water's like, maybe even it's having a really nice bath and lighting candles and having some me time, that might be really good for you this month as well, Virgo. But it's saying that, you know, be careful that you have that balance. Be careful that you don't burn yourself out. You know, and when I say that, that's like physically and mentally, remember. You know, you are quite good at overthinking also, as we know. And as a Scorpio, we're quite good at that too. We're quite good at overthinking things. So, you know, I feel your pain, Virgo. I feel your pain. Okay. Wow, this is really weird because before I go into it, you've had this Lovers card as well in reverse. And you know what? I'm pretty sure you had this last month, or you have been getting this a lot, this Lovers card. This is a card of Gemini. Okay. I will come to that in a moment. Okay, for some reason you've got 6 cards and yeah, nobody else had that many, I don't think. So the theme then is this frog and this water, and the first card we have on the back of this is this 9 of Cups, more water energy. So Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. But this female energy, but if you're a male watching, that can be this balance of you, you know, your female side of you. And it's in this 9 energy. Well, we are in September and I do keep talking about 9s. But it's like this time of you feeling accomplishment, actually, in your emotional area of your life. I think this month is going to see you cross some bridges, you have some interesting conversations, and yeah, this idea of water And as I say water, the next card you have is this Six of Swords next to it. Now this is air energy, but you see all this water in this card. Yeah, and this is why your frog came out this month, Virgo. Emotional needs. This is saying, you know, these are all your desires and your hopes and your wishes. And it feels like you are getting them, you're achieving them. You are on the right path in order to get there. And this is this journey, and this 6 is really talking about you having fulfilled something very important emotionally, and this would be this, and then moving forward and leaving all this kind of unfulfilled, unsaid, past scars, leaving them behind. It's like we don't forget them totally, do we? But it's like this is asking you to leave them behind in order to build a new foundation. Moving towards something that ultimately is going to be good for you. But it's like you kind of are aware. You are aware that, you know, what has been in the past. And because it next to it is this Gemini in reverse, and this Gemini, this Lovers card in reverse, but card of Gemini, as I said. It's like you're moving towards this Gemini energy. And this energy is making choices and understanding where you've been and where you now want to go. Understanding those core lessons. But because this is in reverse, it's like you take 1 step forward and 2 steps back. And sometimes you don't feel like you have the power. And maybe this, Virgo, is actually because maybe in order to experience these wonderful growth patterns, you need to not be in control of what's going on. And we know that you generally don't like that feeling of not being able to plan and orchestrate how you want things to play out. Again, this is why I resonate with my Virgos, because as a Scorpio, we're very similar. It's not like, oh my goodness, I'm this controlling person and I need, it's not that energy. It's actually fear-based, if we were to really break it down. It's sometimes when we fear things happening that can be upsetting or bring sadness or shock us, we think, okay, so what can we do to minimize this? Well, let's do things in life then where we planned so well, or, you know, we have all our bases covered, that we don't have as many of these surprises. And of course the universe kind of pisses all over that, doesn't it? Excuse my language, but that's what it is. And this is kind of Archangel Gabriel energy. I've told you this before, which for me is the angel of like looks over it, young souls, children, you know, those people that we want to nurture. This angel really does that. And I feel like this angel is looking over you as a child that they want to nurture, because you know what, we're still learning about these relationships in our heart space. We're still investigating who we are and what our choices should look like compared to what maybe our past decisions have been. Because, and the reason I say all of that is because this is next to it. This Three of Swords. Sadness and despair. But this isn't necessarily a future energy. This is where you have been. Feeling that you haven't been listened to. You haven't been accepted. That you're not lovable. That you weren't loved. And there was this real need to be accepted and be loved and be part of this, Spirit is saying to me, part of this unit. And I think you felt outside of that unit for some of this year. For some of this year, yeah, that's what they're saying. So, you know, we're looking at 3. So this can be 3 of something. 3 relationships, 3 siblings. This can be 3 children. This can be, you know, this energy. And the longer we keep those swords trapped in that heart, this heart has no space to heal, right? And the message is that you still have healing to do. you still have healing to do in order to turn this Lover's card fully around and understand this acceptance of self so that you can love those around you so much more effectively. Because you do love, you know, it could be this Gemini or it could be Gemini energy around you. Just know that you do love these people, but you have your own conditioning that you're still working on, right, to clear. It feels like, you see in this card we have this like black part at the bottom of the heart. This is this poison that still sits within the heart. And it's going to be our work in the next coming months in order to really start proactively clearing it. They want you to clear that space, Virgo, because, you know, they want you to forge forward and they want you to have love and they want you to feel peace and calm and all the things that sometimes you know you don't feel underneath the kind of swan-like exterior that you like to present. Next we have this Knight of Swords. And this Knight of Swords, on the back of what I've just said, is this wanting you to just keep going forward, be valiant, be honourable, be true to yourself. This white horse is this, it's very Pegasus-like, I just mentioned, but it's very, it's about truth and about honouring who you are and what you want. And then it's saying, it's okay to strive forward. It's okay to say, the past is the past. Maybe this is who I want to be now. Maybe this is where I want to go in my life now. And we can all become a little bit tired sometimes, and we can become slightly jaded and say, well, you know, does this exist? Often this card in the tarot, you know, readers will say, well, it's very quick energy, in and out energy. And sometimes, you know, it can mean that, but for me, this doesn't mean that with you. This means it's time to get back up on the horse and it's time to ride forward. Because essentially, Virgo, that is who you are. Okay, next we have this Five of Cups, but in reverse, which is beautiful music to my ears. In this place, it's still dwelling on the past hurts. In this, it's like we're finally having the strength to know that, you know, we're turning the corner. We can see the two full cups in front of us rather than constantly examining these three spilt cups of the past. Of course, we should examine the past. We should all have an awareness of the past. But you know what? I'm really not a big advocate of constantly raking over it. I think, yeah, understand it by all means so that we can know who we are now. But to keep stuck in that energy is, I just think it's a really negative place for us to be. And I don't think we need it. So in reverse, it's like you're taking this, she has this black coat around her that she surrounds herself in. It's like you're deciding to take this coat off, doesn't belong to you anymore, get rid of it, in with the new. In with the new, Virgo, yes. That's what I want to hear, my lovely Virgos. You deserve it. You deserve it. You work hard, you love hard. In fact, you do everything to extremes, and this is why sometimes, yeah, when we see a betrayal or a rejection, it's all the more hurtful, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to finish up your reading today with, kind of feels short and sharp, but it feels like you got this. It feels like, you know, Spirit is saying, why spend 15 hours telling them the messages and confuse them when you just need to give them what they need? Okay, so your affirmation today, I am special and I shine. You are so special, Virgo. Sometimes I wish you knew how much. And this idea of shining is enlightenment for me also. So, you know, you're somebody that likes to constantly update and learn new things about yourself. So I want you to say this affirmation for September, and you know, you're radiant and you do shine, Virgo. Have a beautiful month. I'll see you in October. Good morning, Capricorn. How are ya? Welcome to the astrology part of September's spell check readings. And yeah, going to be slightly different this month. Going to be using my animal spirit deck. Yes, so this deck belonged to somebody I loved very, very much. I love very much still. But is not in this world with us anymore. So they're really important to me, this deck, and I kind of really wanted to use them on these readings. I'm actually seeing an amazing medium this evening that is actually coming to do a one-to-one session, well, one-to-one with my friend and I. Yeah, so I felt like I really wanted to use this deck in light of all these messages and these energies. So we're going to do that first, then we're going to use a bit of tarot to really start the storyline, and then finish up with some of my affirmations. Now, I don't know if you've caught the collective reading yet. That went out at the very start of September. And yeah, I spoke about partnering it up, your personal affirmation with the affirmation for the collective. And they were going to be sort of important messages for everybody. So yeah, let's find out what's going on for you, Capricorn. What are you starting that's new? That's what they wanted me to talk about. You're going to be starting something new, or you're doing something different, and yeah, it'd be interesting to talk about that maybe a little bit. Yeah, and where will that end up? Where will you go with that? That's a question that just came to my mind. Right, let's take a moment to shuffle these cards, because as I say, I have been using them for the other groups, and I just lit some sandalwood as well. Oh my gosh, it smells divine. It's one of my favourite incense sticks to burn, one of my favourite smells, sandalwood. And yeah, it's creating a nice serene energy in the room for us today. If you've not already liked, share or subscribe, then please do. Don't forget to do that at the end of the reading, or during, whatever you feel the need to do. And yeah, let's get on with pulling your animal spirit guides. Whoa. Fiery energy then, that wanted to come to us. Okay, what can you bring? What message is going to be really, really prevalent for my Capricorns? You have the snake card. This is Earth. I think this is Earth energy. Which is your energy, obviously. Bear with me a sec, because I'm going to read from the book, and then we're going to kind of pick some tarot after and kind of really form some dialogue around that. Okay. So yeah, Earth energy of the snake. Such a beautiful card, isn't it? See all those colours? I think there's kind of this prominence of like blues and purples in this card, and yeah, maybe talking about our third eye and talking about how we communicate or how we receive messages. So that could be very interesting for you, Capricorn. So from the book then, the snake is a guardian of unawakened magic and creative potential. I did say about this newness, didn't I? The snake is a symbol of our highest potential. It is said that Shakti, our creative life force, lies dormant at the base of our spine in the form of a coiled snake. Regardless of whether this image rings true for you, it's well worth considering the amount of unawakened or untapped potential within. What would life look like if you woke it up? How can you stir it from slumber? An experienced yoga or meditation teacher can lead the way. Make haste. The snake card appears when there is no more time to waste. Wonderful. Transitional period of September for you, my little snakes. So at the bottom here, it talks about when we're in balance, when we're out of balance, and what that might look like. So this might be good for you to identify where perhaps you are currently. So when you're in balance, you feel prosperous and creative and very charismatic. When you're out of balance, there's this feeling of start and stop and lots of things going on in your life. So for me, that's like this image of you juggling a million things, and sort of like not really juggling them that well, and maybe even dropping them. And this is really trying to show you that you're out of balance. They talk about meditation and balance is how you get this back, how you ground yourself if you are out of balance. So, and it also talks about Kundalini yoga. Now, I don't actually know too much about Kundalini yoga, but it sounds very interesting. Maybe for some of you, it's asking you to go away and research Kundalini yoga. But any quietness, stillness, meditation that you can do in this month is going to be really good for you to kind of start working on this third eye that I spoke about that's in this card. And can you see these sparks of light wanting to come off this snake? Something is really calling for you to develop in some way, Capricorn. Okay, let's pull some tarot and let's get on with it. Two of Pentacles in reverse. No more time to waste. No more decisions to make. Stop procrastinating. That's what that card is for me. Then we have the Sun card. It's in reverse. A card of Leo. In reverse. It's time to start to see the light. The third eye needs to start to open. And this is this illumination. At the moment, you're sat on Pegasus. So you're being guided by spirit. But you have been in this energy of, well, I don't know. I can't see it. I don't know what that feels like. I don't know what that looks like. It's time to just relinquish and release that. Surrender to the process, Capricorn. Surrender to the process, because you have been making a bit of a meal of it, to be honest. Is what Spirit want you to know. And now, that sounds harsh, doesn't it? Sorry, Capricorn. They don't mean it to be harsh. What they're saying is this person is really struggling with the way that they are holding, these passionate ideas, this motivation that sits deep within your soul. It's like you're not handling them well because you're trying too hard to overthink how you hold them or how you use them. And really, this person could easily carry these 10 wands in a very different way, and life could be a lot easier. But for some reason, you are choosing to do it with difficulty. Okay, so a quick scan then before I go in proper depth. So we have some fire energy in here. So maybe some presence of Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And we have Pentacles, which is you, this earth sign. So this need, I spoke about how this person is trying to hold it in a certain way because they're sort of trying to bring logic to what's going on in their life at the moment. And sometimes, we have to feel things and not be able to see them in black and white or write them down or, visualize the specifics of them. Sometimes we just need to have faith and just go with it. And then we have, water energy. Have this water energy of our feelings and our emotions, how comfortable we are with that and how maybe uncomfortable we have been with that. And then we have this Two of Cups. For some, this is love. This is sharing of love. Bonds becoming much deeper. This could be soulmate energy for somebody out there listening. You could be coming into union with your soulmate. And in the past, it's felt like you've carried a lot of weight in this area. And perhaps we're now going to be getting to this point where it's becoming lighter. For others, this is coming into union with yourself. There are some spiritual people that have, you know, have this understanding that soulmates often are two parts of one soul. This could be twin flame even. So there's two parts of one soul that get split into two, incarnated into two different people, but there's this idea of oneness, this consciousness of coming together as one. There's also a message in here for somebody else, that sometimes we can go through experiences in our life, and say for instance there's somebody at work or a relationship where somebody is really irritating you or rubs you up the wrong way, and this card is saying sometimes we are being shown parts of ourselves in others and others' behaviour in order for us to say, well, maybe this isn't, maybe we possess these behaviours ourselves and that's why we don't like it in this person. And sometimes, you know, we'll be thinking, well, that's not true because I'm not like that, and I don't behave like that, and I don't say things like that. Well, perhaps this card is calling for you to have some self-awareness that sometimes you can, you know, embody those behaviours and those emotions, or you can be perceived as being like that by others, and then that has a knock-on effect to how your relationships, you know, can play out. There's a couple of different messages for those of you that will resonate differently with that. Also, next to it we have the Fool card, which is underneath the card of the Sun. It's in reverse again, like the Sun. They're both in reverse for you, Capricorn. And just a little bit of a heads up to say that this Fool's journey is one that cannot be controlled or understood. You just have to be willing. You just have to be willing, like I said, with faith, that whatever this inner energy in your gut tells you, and that's the energy that says, go and try those new things. Go and experience that. You know, maybe there are some things you want to learn. Maybe you are developing spiritually, but you just don't understand it. And then for you, Capricorn, because in your earth sign, you kind of want logic at the same time, because these things don't come along with a logic guidebook, do they? They are sent to, you know, awaken us and help us to ascend in some way. So with those energies, they are things that we cannot always have full control over. The good news though, the journey is in turning these cards around, and that's the process. However long that takes, however long your journey, your specific journey needs to be. The good news, however, is on that change of that month, we have, my apologies, it feels like my phone's going off. Sorry about that, Capricorn. Messages wanting to come in. So that's a little synchronistic message with my phone giving us there, that maybe you're seeing things or experiencing things and, you know, don't ignore them. Don't ignore the feathers. Don't ignore the songs. Don't ignore, you know, all the things that the Spirit are trying to show you. And as I say this to you, you can't see this because it's on the other side of the camera. But on the other side of where I'm filming is kind of looks out into my garden. And through the window, my black cat Scylla is just staring at me. Absolutely staring at me. I mean, the truth is probably, can you let me in? But I'm not going to ignore the message as I'm saying to this. This is this one of intuition. And my black cat is very intuitive. And she often pops up and does the craziest things at the craziest of times. And then Spirit say, oh, you know, this is what the message is. And then I get it. So Spirit want you to get the message that this is where, you know, this enlightenment leads to. It leads to this beautiful journey of growth. It leads to this sunshine and, you know, this childlike, I don't care, I'll leap off the mountain. Spirit will catch me. The universe will catch me. And obviously, this card here, this the Fool card, is very Aries energy for me as well. And Leo and Aries, you know, both fire signs. And both signs that, you know, really move forward quite fearlessly, actually. They're quite fearless signs. And Spirit want you to find your inner strength so that we can finally wake our snake up. And when we do that, this last card of the tarot that wants you to know that then we lead into this whole new area, this Ace of Cups, this divinely guided, beautiful, wonderful set of gifts. Maybe you don't know what they are yet. Maybe this could be this love again. I spoke about this soulmate energy. This is beautiful love. Love for self, love for others, maybe love coming your way, somebody wanting to share connection with you, give you their heart. And, you know, maybe with snakes as well, there's this, we know that, you know, snakes shed their skins quite a lot, don't they? In order to regroup and evolve. And it feels like there will be some huge journey of growth. It feels like you're going to really flourish in some area, and that can be in love, or that can be in how you deal with your emotions. How quickly this whole experience helps you learn that, you know, stopping ourselves from experiencing new things just doesn't help. It just prolongs the journey. Don't prolong your journey, Capricorn, because it feels like it's going to be a really beautiful turn of events for you. It's like you're going to know yourself a lot better. And it feels like you're going to be loved on the way, which is always nice. I'm now going to finish your reading up with your affirmation. Okay, and the affirmation from the collective was something along the lines of, I am stable and I am secure. So maybe that's the message that you're going to need this month while you uncover, you know, some inspirational new ground. Perhaps you just need to know that you're safe while you're doing it, yeah? Okay. Interesting. I am intuitive. It's like Scylla knew the card that was going to come out today, and she wanted you to know that you have this amazing intuitive power. You just need to learn how to use it. Welcome, my fire signs. So I'm going to start with Aries today. So good morning to you all. And yeah, this is the Astrology SpellCheck for September. So I've been doing things a little bit differently in this set of readings. I'm going to be using this Animal Spirit deck. And I was telling the other signs that this is a really beautiful deck. It's very special to me. It belonged to somebody very, very special. And so I'm going to read you, I'm going to pick you an animal card first of all in the reading, read you a little bit from its guidebook, and then we're going to use some tarot to look at what you need to know for September. Okay, so don't forget to like, share and subscribe for the channel. It does wonders for the amount of people that then get access to the readings. So that's great. Thank you for listening as well. Okay, what can I tell my lovely Aries at this point? Sorry, 1 second. Oh, burning some sandalwood in the background as well. This lovely, beautiful cleansing aroma around at the moment. I love me some sandalwood. Oh yes. Okay, so Aries. Aries. What animal can tell us the biggest message for September for my Arians? Okay. We have the lizard. Look how beautiful the colours are on that card. Wow. Really lovely. Okay. So this is the lizard. Okay. Let me find... This is a... That's a great start, isn't it? It's just switched itself off. We don't want that, thank you very much. Let me just make sure we've got plenty of power. Okay. Right, so yeah, so it's a fire sign like you, this lizard. Which is interesting. You're showing up for yourself within your own energy, which is pretty amazing. Okay. Where are you? Where are you, little lizard? Eluding me. There we are. Okay, so the lizard. Instinctual, sensitive to the subtle dreamer. The lizard is an expert in the realm of sensory perception, as if it has a sixth sense. The lizard hears what it is yet to be spoken and sees what is yet to manifest. Although this is an amazing gift, it can easily wear the lizard down. Big crowds, lots of travel, or overstimulation will drain a lizard of their magical essence. This card is an indication to pull back from the bright lights and big city and return to the inner artist who's been whispering your name. I did feel in last month, I think, that we were talking about pulling back, doing less. You know, while it's fun to go out and do lots of things, sometimes we need this quiet time in order to find balance. So as I mentioned balance, within the book it talks about what the indications are if you are in balance. So if you're feeling artistic, telepathic and spiritual, this is good news. This means you are in balance right now, Aries. But when you're out of balance, things seem elusive, non-committal and very flaky. Getting a little message from Spirit, this can be dating, guys. Are you having some flaky connections with people on a dating level? If so, it means that you're probably out of balance. To bring yourself back into balance, it's like doing something creative. Now, many of you might say, well, I'm not creative, you know, Pegasus, I don't feel creative right now. Well, creativity can come in lots of different ways. And for me, it's just something that inspires you and something that you can do that involves your input and you sort of making things happen. So try and think outside of the box with that, because, you know, these can be things that give you utter joy and you have to sort of bring together your talents in order to make something happen or bring about something that is all about you and what you've created. Okay, so I think September is going to be, that might be a big concept for you in September. What are you creating? I did speak about dating, actually. So maybe you need to get creative about how you date, who you date, how you date, you know, where you go on dates, what sort of things you do, how you're expressing yourself. You know, what's your dating mindset? Are you going into it thinking, oh gosh, another one, another scenario? You know, and if that's the case, you know, we talk about law of attraction a fair bit on this channel, because we can create that, can't we? We can create that, our own sort of delusion and this sort of negative outcome. So if you want to date and you want to, you've got to put something into it, right? You've got to commit to doing it. You've got to be positive about it. You've got to kind of know who you are, what your non-negotiables are, what your boundaries are, and go into it in the right mindset. Wow. Yeah, this is sort of leading towards what I've just said. So you have 7 of Wands in reverse. So it's like you're sick of these battles. You're sick of going through these processes. It's a bit boring, actually. In September, it's like you're going to shed the idea of what has been before. Let go of the past in order to reignite those wands. You know, the wands like you are fire. So this is Aries to you, Leo or Sagittarius energy. And in the upright, it's where we're launching those rockets. We're launching those motivational energies within ourselves. But in reverse, it's like, I'm not really going at things with gusto. I'm not giving it my all. I'm not having the best intentions. 7s want you to create this victory as well. So it's like that is something that you want deep within. You want to create this abundance and prosperity in some area. I have talked about dating just because it seemed apt within the lizard card. You know, lizards kind of, they are quite adaptable to different temperatures and heats, and you are adaptable, Aries, you know. This is why it's a fire, because it can undergo like really intense heats and survive, and so can you. So this is this temperance. So I'm chatting away whilst holding this card up. So this is the Page of Pentacles, again in reverse. So something wants to come towards you. Something wants to reward you with stability, security. That was also the affirmation for the collective spell check for September. If you've not seen that reading already, go and check that out. So this is something that we are all wanting to work towards, all of the signs. We are coming into this point of the year, this transitional point where we all want to create some sort of understanding of what secure looks like for us. The universe wants to offer you this page, this potential energy that wants to come towards you and offer you something, but it's like at the moment your outlook is kind of preventing that. So we need to rethink your energy. We need September to be a month where we're really sort of closing up a cycle that we no longer want to experience. We don't want to go through some of those things anymore. We want to receive our page. Pages sometimes are a younger energy. This could be the younger part of you. This childlike state where quite a lot of those beliefs might have been formed, where, I'm not worthy. Am I worthy? This young girl is looking at this pentacle. This pentacle is what she wants her life to look like. She wants Earth to present in its material form. A person, a home, a lifestyle. And, this page is looking intently at this pentacle, thinking, how do I sort this out? How do I change things? What can I do in order to receive? And at the moment it's in reverse. So it's like you're in this stage of kind of trying to work it out, trying to understand why you've not been able to manifest these things that you really are looking to bring into your life. And then we have this Ace of Pentacles. This is like a complete amplified version of that page, because this is like the universe again saying, I want to offer you something. I want to give it to you. This is something that kind of got your name on it. And at the moment, it feels like you're blocking it out, turning a blind eye, turning your back on things, thinking it's not possible. And this month, they really want you to kind of be in your lizard spirit and know that the creation of all the things you want are within your grasp, not anybody else's. Then we have this Eight of Cups. Sometimes Eight of Cups is this, oh gosh, I've had enough, I'm walking away. But with this moon energy, and we have a full moon on the 9th of this month, this full moon is saying release. Release and detach. Delete. Anything that we can do that's going to involve reprogramming, looking for things from a different perspective, is going to be really good for us. These Eight of Cups are water signs, so Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. They're emotional, maybe emotional past damage, or your perception of that damage. And perhaps the last 8 months have been very, very difficult on this scale, whatever this is within your life that you are really wanting to go off on this journey to find. But I think the important message is, you are going on the journey to find it. You are en route. You've understood some really big concepts within yourself this month, Aries. And you are going to find a way to transform. Well, there's a lot of cards. Okay. So, first card. Ten of Swords. Drama. Overthinking. Negative perspective. This young girl, because this is the modern day witch, she's on her phone. Are you spending too much time on your phone? Are you spending too much time on social media? Or maybe it's a simple message that you're listening too much to what other people are doing. Comparing yourself. That's never healthy. That never helps us, this comparison. Never helps. How can you compare yourself to other people when you are a unique being and you have your own journey, your own purpose, and you are your own person? Time to remember that, Aries, in this month. But this deck says everything is fine. So it's like, We're perceiving this negativity, but it's only our perception. We can turn things around pretty good. And then we have this 5 of Wands. So it's like challenge. It's like we're feeling challenged. But we, you know, the Wands are in the upright in this position. So our ability to create and be creative that I spoke about earlier, which is going to be really good for you, is possible. You know, in this card, we have perhaps reignited passion again in some way. And we say, right, okay, we're going to look at this from a completely different way. And some readers see this as kind of like conflict, you know, battling with others. And there may be elements of that this month. But on the whole, I see this as you practicing good, positive vibes, practicing your new mindsets, practicing new techniques, you know, that you are acquiring in your toolkit, which is going to be great. Then we have this Hierophant in reverse. Card of Taurus, Hierophant, but also a 5, more challenge, but in reverse. In the upright can sometimes be the partnership marriage card, but again, it's in reverse. So it's telling me that your mindset's a little bit, how do I say it, blocked. You're a little bit blocked. You know, in the upright, this Hierophant sees everything in front of them. They understand balance. They have their kind of yin and yang under control. And they, you know, they're full of wisdom. They know what they need to do. They understand what steps they need to take in order to be successful and to be part of this. You know, sometimes this links to like faith, belief systems. Some people see it as religion, but for me, this is like your inner faith. Perhaps you lost faith in the last few months, and September's saying, right, it's time to face our gifts and have faith again. But we really need to have this sense of true faith. I know what gifts are out there for me. I know my worth. I know that I'm this beautiful lizard with all these multifaceted, you know, sides to us, shedding the skin and showing these beautiful, beautiful scales that are our inner self and who we really are. Also, you know, when in balance, this lizard is a beautiful being. You are beautiful. Perhaps you don't understand your own beauty, and that's what all this comparison is. Taking pictures, posting pictures, looking at other people's pictures. I kind of want you to avoid that in September if you can, my precious little Aries. Okay, one more tarot. What guidance can we give Aries? What can we tell them? This one wanted to sort of stick out. Okay, 6 of Cups. The guidance is there's something that you were aware of in the past that is going to be coming into like this state of clarity for you. It's going to help you understand what happened in the past in order for you to understand this self-worth. But ultimately as well, it's like this offering of something really beautiful that wants to come in and treat you with kid gloves. That's what they're saying to me. Somebody wants to come in and take care of you, look out for you. And ultimately, you know, I think that's what you'd really like for yourself. I think you want somebody to come in and be kind and loving and understanding and, you know, offer you something tangible. See, this person offers this cup. It's a really big cup. I mean, this cup of love is almost as big as you. I see you as this soft, beautiful, really sensitive little character. And I say little because you're not little by any way, Aries. I don't think I've met an Arian that could ever describe as little or small. But it's like, it's this sensitivity is what this size is really talking about. This need to not always be the person in control, not always be the biggest person, the person that makes the decisions, that does. It's like somebody coming in to do things for you. And that's what you really desire. And September, I feel, wants to wipe the slate clean and start to help you reveal what you need to do in order to create this. It's about this core strength. You know, I have to be strong from within. I have to be strong about who I am and what it is that I want. Okay. What can we give to Aries for September to tell them this is an affirmation that they need to tell themselves within this month? What do they really need to know? What do they need to be built up in? Which area? Okay. I am learning new things. So this is that idea of I don't know everything, and what has always been is not your reality. It's just events that have played out linked to your energy. So if we rewire our core beliefs and change some of our behaviors as a result of those core beliefs, we can change the way we do things and take on board these lessons and, you know, really start to take on these new characteristics. Aries, take on board all the lessons for September because they're going to be really important for the rest of the year. Take care. Welcome, Leo. Welcome to the monthly spell check. And good day to you. Welcome. So, September. Have been telling the other recordings, the other readings that I've been doing, that September's one of my favourite months. It's a month of kind of going up a gear. These, you know, autumn's coming in, we see changes within the environment, and those changes in the environment affect us dramatically, you know. You've heard of seasonal disorder or seasons changing and how that affects mood and stuff, and you know, we need to kind of prepare. You know, when animals come into autumn, they get ready for hibernation, so they start to put their food to one side, you know, build their shelter and sort of kind of cocoon themselves in this environment that kind of keeps them safe, and very much is about preparation. And interesting that I say that about animals because I'm using the Animal Spirit deck today. So I'm going to do something a bit different this month, Leo. I'm going to pull you an Animal Spirit card. Oh, and we're going to talk about what that energy means for you. So, yeah, pulled the card of the rabbit. Delicate little, fluffy little being. A bit like you sometimes. You can be fluffy at times. But yeah, so let's see what the book wants me to read to you about this little rabbit. Okay. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? I can't find you. You're having trouble finding yourself this month, Leo. Here we are, here we are, here we are. Okay, so this rabbit within this deck falls into the earth energy. I talked about grounding, meditation, earthing yourself, balance. Really important for you this month, Leo. So it says this rabbit can be afraid of everything, overwhelmed or frozen. The rabbit loves to remind his friends that someday the eagle will swoop down and eat him. He talks and talks and talks about it, so loudly in fact, that one day the eagle hears and thanks him for the great idea. Rabbit energy is alive when we are scared, most often about the future, and we become our own worst enemy. We spin up a dust of cloud of fear and then complain to others that we are lost. Notice your thoughts and words. Oh rabbit, they shape your destiny. So yeah, fear. You know, I have spoken a little bit about fear to one of the other groups. One of the earth groups actually, and this is earth sign, so there's a message in there somewhere. So within this deck it talks about, you know, how you can identify if you're in this rabbit energy. Now obviously if you're in a state of fear and you are quite anxious or feeling anxious, or you have been, then you'll identify that you might be out of balance straight away. So this means like you kind of over-explain yourself. Maybe you are just chatter, talking really fast, anxiously, you know, sporadically. Because often when we over-talk like that, it's because our mind's racing. But when you are in balance, you're sensitive, you're a problem solver, and you're like a good listener. And you know what? Many of the Leos I know are great listeners, really great listeners. So if you're in that energy, you know that you're in a state of balance. The book advises that if you do feel kind of, you know, out of kilter and you're identifying with this unbalanced rabbit, it's time to take some quiet time. And I spoke about hibernation, didn't I? It's like I knew, right? Well, I didn't, but Spirit usually do. So it's like taking some quiet time, recharging your batteries. You know, for some of you that can get away and have an actual rest, then that's going to be great for you. For those of you that live this busy life, like busy household, family, work, you know, go, it's like kind of your responsibility this month, Leo, to find that space and that quiet time for yourself in order to, you know, kind of soothe your inner rabbit and kind of like you would a child, I guess, you know, care for them and love them, that inner rabbit within you, and understand that this fear and anxiety is a result of something, or, you know, some energy. Okay. So funny enough, Aries, the last reading I did had this card. So this is this Ten of Swords. So this is a little bit of a slightly different meaning for you, I think, Leo, than what Aries had. This is that you do feel kind of prickly, stabbed in the back, attacked, you know. But I don't think this is like literally betrayal or attack or deception. I think this is just this feeling that everything's moving so fast, you don't have control of things, it's very stressful, your mind's racing, which then makes you even more anxious, and it's all culminating to this crescendo of you sort of feeling that you're not in control of your life. For some, I want to give you a message: be careful of a text message, or be careful of the communication you give out this month. Think before you speak, think before you follow through on something. Okay, then you have this card of Judgment. For me, this is kind of Scorpio energy, this Judgment. But it's like understanding life, as in like the existential questions of life, the bigger concepts. Why are we here? What are we here to do? You know, what's the point? Or how do we get the best experience from it? That's the high vibrational energy of what I just said. The low vibrational, of course, is like, you know, what is going on in my life? Why am I doing this? Like, you know, I'm not enjoying this experience. But the high vibe energy of this, the more balanced you, is saying, okay, how can I make it better? What can I be grateful for? What has happened in life that has just awakened me and made me really, really grateful for something truly wonderful? This can have a link to our family, our ancestral lines. This angel is kind of overlooking these people, and they're coming awake from their coffins. It's like they are having these moments of clarity and these light bulb moments. Ah, okay, that's why I'm doing that, or that's why this is happening in my life. Okay, I get it. So, you know, and then once we come into that realization, we're able to do something about why this energy is here. Why this energy is here. There's quite a lot of water around these coffins. In this particular deck, these coffins are in the sea. Some of you might take some peace right now by being by water. This watery energy, you know, this is our emotions. Do we have check of our emotions? Are we under control? Are we aware of why we're feeling the way we are? Perhaps some of you, it feels like there's this storm of emotion. You know, I'm really feeling things on like a massively deep level. And, you know, these people are throwing their hands up to the sky. You know, on one level says to me, show me the light, show me the way. What do I need to do to stop these feelings of fear and anxiety? And really break free. That's what I want to say. Some of you have this sense that you really want freedom. You want to break free. You want to, you know, in the Judgment card, they're not clothed. You know, they're naked to the world. And for me, that's very symbolic in tarot of this idea that you just want to let go of everything else and just be you. Just be the authentic version of you. And in terms of faith, accept, you know, who you are for what you are, and you also want other people to accept you for that also. You then have this Eight of Swords. Again, more sword energies. There's quite a lot of air in this reading. So this is Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. And, you know, our air signs are quite well known for this inner thought process. And depending on whether you're able to be positive or creative in that notion is how that plays out for you. And it feels like in this current state of affairs, there's this feeling that I said you wanted freedom, and then this card comes next to it. Well, this is kind of the opposite to freedom, isn't it? You can see that. This is this feeling of bondage. Person's tied. This feeling of being trapped. But I think that, like with most of these sort of mindset-based concepts, this is very much in your head or only your perception. I always talk about this Eight of Swords as being this self-imposed prison, because I think that self-imposed are the key words. You know, we can sometimes keep ourselves stuck, can't we? By regurgitating storylines, narratives, about things that have occurred in our life or why things are the way they are. You see as well, this tiny bit of water in the background, but it's pretty dry on that earth, isn't it? It's kind of saying that that's drying up. That emotional debit, or that emotional capacity is drying up and becoming, you know, depleted, for somewhat of a better word. And there's all this swords and earth and this tiny bit of emotion. So it's like everything is in your mindset. You're not coming from a place of your heart. For some of you, that means you're making decisions where it's not coming from the right place. You need to rethink that this month. No judgment. We're all capable of that sometimes. Sometimes it's just certain times in our lives where things happen and, you know, we're not in the best version of ourselves. And, you know, sometimes we've all worked with that person or those people that seem harsh or reactive or can have sharp tongue or be moody or, you know, the list goes on. And sometimes we think these people are toxic. I don't want to mix with this person. I don't want to, you know, blah, blah, blah. And the point I want to make is, it's fear and anxiety that causes these people to behave the way they do. This fluffy, beautiful little bunny can sometimes show its teeth and its nails and come out in us in our shadow side and, you know, transfer things onto other people, how we're feeling. And yeah, I want you to be aware of that, Leo, for September, because that's not your nature and that's not essentially who you identify with. So, you know, this could just be something you're going through at the moment. Then next we have this Knight of Cups, but it's in reverse. This is more loving water energy that is kind of, the cup upside down empties out, doesn't it? And, you know, we can't gain any sort of headway or any sort of speed on this horse, you know, when it's kind of tipped upside down. It's much more effective in this position, you know, with the water in the cup, and we can move forward on Pegasus. and, you know, go towards the things that we love in the right way, in this really fresh, beautiful way. In reverse, it's like we don't really know how to show this emotion at this time. And that's okay, because that might just be a period of you kind of licking your wounds. Perhaps something has happened and you've come out of some relationship, some marriage, some, you know, career, some job, and you felt a little bit jaded and a bit fearful. Your 10 of Cups in this, again, these 10 cups will be empty in reverse. And I think maybe that's just your perception, that you've not created this happy emotional state for yourself at this time. And that could be because, you know, you're worried about so many other things, it's overshadowed your heart space. So September, we're going to be changing this energy up, Leo. We're going to be looking at ourselves, taking off those rose-tinted glasses, making really good, positive decisions about ourselves, our emotional state, and really being proactive about how we change that. Only you can change certain experiences in your life or feelings. Only you can do that. And this awakening is required. It feels like this is divinely guided. You see this angel sits over these coffins. And I feel like this angel is really wanting to play you a tune, almost, a new tune for which you need to dance to. This tune needs to be something very upbeat. For some of you, it might just mean going out, mixing with more positive people, having a more optimistic outlook on your life and what you're doing. This sort of saying as well, like, try to avoid looking too far in the future, trying to have all the answers, trying to already know the script. It's like Spirit is saying to me, you know, there's this person sat down about to read this book, and this person decides, right, I'm going to open the back of the book and read the ending first. And Spirit is saying, avoid doing that. Avoid doing that. It feels like you've been doing that and it's not served you. In fact, all it's done is it's created more anxiety. Open the book, chapter 1, one chapter at a time. That's your message. Okay. I'm going to actually pull you a affirmation card. These are my handwritten affirmation cards. And they've got big hand-drawn sunny faces on the front. And as the Leo sign in the tarot, you're represented by the sun, Leo. So some might say these cards are very sort of kind of geared up for your energy. And that sunshine state of who you usually are really needs us to kind of do the work. Let's build you back up. Let's bring the sun back out so we can all thrive again. Now, in the collective message, I did an affirmation which was about security and stability, which seems like it's in everybody's energy this month, I'll be honest. Hence why it came out for the collective. Okay. Your affirmation for this month is, I am successful. And you know, you can put this statement in front of any sentence you want. And that's what it's designed to do. I am successful in. I am successful at. I am a success. You know, it's... we really need to kind of like focus on that this month, Leo. Because you are a success. You know, you're a success already. You don't need to try. You know, you're the sort of sign that you just turn up. And your sunny, beautiful nature is normally your biggest, most successful component to you know, the makeup of who you are. So I am a success, Leo. I want you to say it, I want you to believe it, and I want you to have a great month. Good morning, Sagittarius. Now you'll be glad to hear that I've decided not to sing, but before I put this video on, I've got the song Here Comes the Sun just going over and over and over and over in my head. It's a beautiful song, Here Comes the Sun. Yeah, maybe that's your theme tune this month, Sagittarius. My beautiful fortune-seeking, radiant sign. I say fortune-seeking because you are that, you know, ultimately. You are ruled by Jupiter. Can't get my words out. It is morning time and I'm kind of just not long awake. You are ruled by Jupiter, Sagittarius. And you're probably one of the most kind of lucky signs, I guess. Or you attract fortune like a magnet. Which is good, which is always nice. So, for this month's Astrology SpellCheck, Sagittarius, I am going to be using the Animal Spirit deck. Ta-da! Beautiful deck, owned by somebody extremely special to me that isn't with us anymore, so even more extra special. I kind of feel like he's always with me when I do these readings, especially this reading because he was a Sagittarius. Okay, and you have this card of the otter. Beautiful little otter. Look at him or her with the world shining and glowing behind them. Very much standing tall, this otter is, I just want to say. And I hope you're standing tall this month because you're fabulous. So this is water energy for this otter, although you are actually a fire sign. You know what? Sometimes we need both in order to have everything we need to be a success. Okay. Now before I did read the book, I did want to say that, you know, these otters, you know, they're really diligent, aren't they? They can be very strong and, you know, mastermind and create these amazing, you know, places for like a commune for all their other otters. They build amazing places in order to get shelter and, you know, to have food, and they're just very, very capable people. A bit like you, Sagittarius. So it says unobstructed joy, playfulness, contentment. Perhaps the most joyful creature within the Animal Spirit deck, the otter represents absolute bliss. Otter energy is the playfulness of a child, available to us at any age. They have a giddiness and reverence for life itself, without the presence of doubt, worry, or skepticism. Imagine yourself with a little more otter energy. What would life look like? What would it take to bring you there? The otter card begs these questions and wants to transport us to that precious place as soon as possible. The celebration awaits you. What did I say, Sagittarius? Fortune, 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 bliss, you know, success, thriving. You're a thriver. Okay, so when you're in balance, you know you're in this otter energy because you're full of love and you don't need for anything. But when you're out of balance, this gloomy little otter sighs, will make excuses, will, you know, kind of get themselves into a bit of victim mode. And if that's you, Sagittarius, and you're listening to this, then you know that you're out of balance at the moment and you really kind of need to do stuff in order to bring yourself back. And in order to do that, this book advises going out, dancing, partying, enjoying celebrations, being with the people you love, in order to kind of bring about this wonderful balance. I just want to show you again this blissful little otter. Look at his little face. It's kind of almost dancing. His little arms. Okay, so my lovely otters, what can tarot tell us today that we need to know, messages we really want in order for us to create this mass celebration that we were talking about? You know, making your life this joyous place and this celebration for September. And I think, you know, the question in the chapter of the book was, what can you do to get more in your otter energy? What guidance can we take for September for you to welcome in more of this joy into your life? Okay, tarot, what can Sagittarius do? Interesting. You have quite a few major arcana, which could mean like big change this month, sort of big things happening for you. So the guidance to bring more joy is to stop focusing on maybe what you want and start focusing on more of what you have. Yeah, that's your message. In this, in here, this young person is like, doesn't see this opportunity because they kind of bit transfixed on, you know, these three, and that could be 3 people, 3 events, and so on. But in reverse, the guidance is the bigger picture. Start to look at bigger plans, at bigger pictures. You know, and that could be, regarding the question we just asked, that could be maybe you just don't concentrate on what you need to do specifically to make you happy, but you need to start thinking, well, what makes me smile? What things do I do in life that create me to just laugh and feel really happy and look forward to doing? And it wants you to do more of that in September, the things you love, the things you enjoy doing. And there's this need to not always be the strong person in the dynamic. It's okay to rely on others. It's okay to ask for help. And if asking for help is going to just make your life easier in some way, and then that's exactly what the cards want you to do. Let's have a wonderful September where we're chilled out, you know, where we manifest. 9 of Cups, 9th month, full emotional contentment, joy, happiness, feeling comfortable, feeling secure. Really this sense of what we felt we really, really wanted, we're now achieving. We're bringing these manifestations into reality. But this girl's like really pleased with herself because it's like she's worked really hard on these 9 cups and she's proud of them. So it's like you have achieved something that you're really, really proud of, or you're going to in September, Sagittarius. It's going to give you great pride and make you feel, I did that. You know, I did that. I was able to turn something around and enjoy the moment. For some of you, it will be some sort of beautiful emotional connection that maybe you've been kind of trying to bring about in your life, or trying to aiming for. You know, you wanted maybe this new relationship, this new person, or some sort of commitment, or some next stage, and you're really kind of moving towards it. You know, this is water, so this could be with somebody in Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio sign. And maybe this is a partner that's in that water sign, and they're somebody that, you know, you ask for help for, or that you start to allow to come into your life and bring about this wonderful support and this guidance, and this person can maybe make your life easier. You know, you're used to being the capable one, you're used to being the one that kind of sorts stuff out, because you're very, very switched on person, Sag. Most Sagittarius, as I know, they're quite charismatic. But this is saying that this energy is coming in, it's really sort of a loving energy, supporting, if this isn't love, you know, these are friendships, your tribe that are coming in and saying, you know, I've got your back. I've got you, Sagittarius. I want to help. I want to make your life easier. I want to kind of, it's this feeling of you sat feeling relieved. I'm relieved that this person or this energy or this event is starting to kind of come into my life. You then have this Page of Swords. So this is air energy, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. And this Page of Swords sometimes I feel like can be words or people talking or people having opinions on you and what you're doing and how you're doing it. And he kind of feels that you feel this isn't fair. It isn't fair, you know, whatever this dialogue is. This could be something on social media, somebody kind of commenting on posts, commenting on what you do, liking or not liking, unfriending, you know, all this sort of rubbish that can happen. And with this Justice in reverse next to it, this card of Libra, this major arcana is sort of things are a bit, somebody's point of view is not very balanced. Somebody is kind of maybe voicing opinions or affecting the way other people see you or see something that you're doing, and maybe there's this element of you feel like it's not fair. Or somebody's not being fair. Somebody's perhaps being very defensive with you. This could be in a relationship or a family member. Maybe there have been some sharp words expressed. Or this feeling that you feel like somebody's not coming from a good place where you're concerned, or they maybe don't have the best intentions for you. And this card just wants to say in September that even though this feels like an injustice or this isn't fair, I don't like the way this is panned out, I don't like what's been happening, you know, how this person's making me feel, but it's just saying that it's at a balance right now. Those words don't belong to you necessarily. So you must sit in your High Priestess energy. And she sits quietly. This is, you know, one of the cards within the Fool's Journey that talks about inaction. It talks about doing nothing, saying nothing about these energies that I just spoke about. Coming away from the drama, avoiding, observing, and taking time to make calculated decisions. Informed decisions are based on knowledge and what is right and what is the right thing to do. Behind this High Priestess, and she's all-seeing and all-knowing, this High Priestess. She has like this wealth of wisdom and life experience. She's seen it before, she's heard it before, and she does not react to things. He or she, it's just a she in this card, but this can be you if you're a he. This basically means she discerns from a distance. She's kind of sassy as well. Look at her boots. She's quite sexy, she's quite sassy. If this is a specific person that you know of, that's kind of this really, really great influence in your life and makes you feel balanced and you kind of learn from. You know, this is a person that you kind of would really respect. You'd want to listen to what they've got to say. They don't need to speak louder than anyone. They don't need to speak faster than anyone. They just make their point clearly, in a concise way, but in a loving and respectful way. Feels like maybe there's a message in there for you, Sag. Maybe you need to embody this High Priestess if you have had some difficult interactions, either on social media or at work, or, you know, with family, with a partner. Maybe you need to really, for some of you that have tarot cards, it'd be really good to meditate on this card. You know, ask Spirit, how do I take on all of the qualities of this high priestess. She kind of sits on this crescent moon as well. We have quite a lot of moon influences this month. The full moon on the 9th, and then we have a new moon on the 25th. And that's new moon in Pisces. And, you know, the moon card itself is Piscean. And, you know, in terms of creating something inspiring or exciting or mystical, Pisces really kind of aces that as a sign. Pisces are all of those things. And they're all of those things. And I feel like there might be some decisions you might need to make in September also coming up. And, you know, no better person to sit in the energy of than this person when you need to make a really important decision. Okay. One more card. Just a little bit of guidance. A bit of advice. What can we further tell Sag for this month? Okay, so we've got the Knight of Swords. So just move forward. Move forward in this quest for excitement, happiness, you know, fun. You want to kind of exude this motivational energy. You do that so well anyway, but move forward concisely, understanding the words that you speak. Okay, what can we look forward to for Sagittarius for September? Queen of Pentacles. We can look forward to more growth. We can look forward to more things being more tangible, I guess. Like things you desire are starting to form. They're starting to come into your space. People, jobs, you know, these materialistic things are coming to you this month, Sag. It's like you're a magnet for those sorts of things, but it just wants you to temper your emotions on the journey. Okay, how can we finish up with an affirmation? Well, you have two. You have I am happy, and you have I am honest and truthful. Okay, so I think this is kind of combined. So when we speak from a place of honesty and authenticity, that is where our happiness truly lies. I think you are going to have a really great upbeat month. You know, there are going to be some little areas and some things that are going to perhaps be a little bit irritating, but you need to just let them wash over you and know that even if somebody else isn't being honest and truthful, then, you know, it's important that you do. And in order to do that, it's going to mean you're going to be a happy little otter. Have a wonderful month, Sag.